John, you've just come off race 2 here at Le Mans Classic 2016, and it was a solo stint for you.
Yeah.
But it started a little bit rocky. You started behind the pace car. Do you know what happened there?
Yeah, we were halfway down the Mulsanne, and there was a Lotus Elite in front of me, and it started to catch fire underneath. And by the time we got to the first chicane, he'd obviously decided to bail, and he carried straight on into the gravel trap, and the flames were licking up the sides of the car, and he came tumbling out the side of it, undoing his straps, tumbling out. And I wanted to stay and watch really, but we had to crack on. So anyway, then the safety car flags came out, and then we had 2 laps under safety cars, and there was a lot of confusion.
Does it change the rhythm of things when you drive?
Totally, because, and especially on a circuit this big, because nobody knows really, you know, what's going on. And especially at night as well, you've got added things to sort of worry about. So there's a lot of confusion really. And
Chris said there were some problems with the car earlier with misfiring and some issues with the brakes. Have they been resolved for this?
Yes, we've resolved the brakes. Not the brakes. We resolved the fuel issues. It's got 2 pumps, and one was bypassing into the other, a bit like a central heating system. It was thermosiphon. So we've used a pair of mould grips between the 2 pumps and stanked one off, and then we're just running on 1 pump. Yeah, it lit up fine and it was good, so quite happy with that. So engine-wise, no problems, but the brakes were 2 pumps everywhere. So in the end, unlike last time, I could slow it down with the gearbox. So it was a case of throwing it into 3rd gear and turning the car in just to lose the speed. But because it's dry, not as scary as it was sort of 2 years ago. So there's plenty of grip, so it wasn't as bad. So I was quite happy in that respect compared to last time you spoke to me.
Well, 2 years ago, of course, you'd just come off your very first night session when we had our stopper station. And, it was a frightening experience. Did you feel like you were more in the groove of it this time?
Yeah, I knew where it was going, and I could be a bit cheeky with some of the... when the second driver changes came on, you could tell the difference. They were still they were obviously fresh and were frightened to death. So you know, you can see that we overtook a few people. You know, we could bully a few people who were clearly frightened with headlamps. And the problem is, you don't know whether it's a fast car or a slow car. That's all you can see is white lights all over your boot lid, and you just want to get out of the way in case it's the bread van, the Ferrari bread van, or the Lister Jag, or the there's a D-type out there, wasn't there, I think, as well. And of course the set of headlamps are the same whichever. So I found if I got somebody's chuff, got the lights on, and you know, they'd move over. So it worked. It was a stunt that worked. I don't know I'll be able to do it again. I think maybe we got wise to that one now.
How does the TR feel compared to the do you feel outgunned in some respects?
No. I mean, the TR handles really well. You know, I think the setup of the car, we've come a long way from where we were 2 years ago. So the setup, I'm quite happy with the setup of the car now. The engine's really sweet now. Revs for England, overdrive's been rebuilt by Pete Cox and has been uprated. So you know, it's you know, I think all things being equal, I think we just got to look at the brakes. I think that's the only thing we've got to worry about now.
In the modern 24 hours of Le Mans, it's interesting to hear about the drivers' sleep patterns, and obviously they're racing for a true 24 hours rather than the different races we have here at the Mans Classic. Yeah. But I know for a fact that you haven't had much sleep this weekend.
No, yeah.
Is it a problem for you? How have you managed that as you've gone along?
Well, it doesn't help when I go dancing. There's a mod band up the road there, and as you know, I'm into that sort of music, and so you know, I should really stop dancing and spend more time on motor racing really, so I'm paying for it now.